to say welcome. It's a work in progress,
Hello,
this, all right,
hello, hello,
people.
hello, hello.
So it's the first time we're doing this type of setup. So please bear with me. I can't see the questions or anything, so I have to log in on my phone and see the questions. There's going to be a delay. All right, so please bear with me. And thank you for having patience. So, on my phone then. All right, so let's Sango say a little bit about herself. We also did a video recently that hasn't been edited yet. That's coming out this week. So yeah, Sango, do you think? Talk to the people. Talk to the people.
Yeah, yeah, echo, yeah, echo. May I hear three of you talk right now?
Hold on, hold on. And if I put on this, damn, Andre Cunningham. Every week is a different audio issue, you know. On a scam, buddy.
No, may I hear myself at all. Okay.
Are you still hearing? You still hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Would you just
Still
get?
I hear you do what you do.
Alright, maybe
Mm.
maybe I should cell phone and thing. Hold on.
Oh, okay, sorry. I had this whole live open
On the
on
thing.
a different
Right, come here, wondering
tab
what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about?
because I was hearing myself talking in a delay. But anyways, hi guys. My name is Sango. Um, Well, if you have seen the previous video, I don't know how far I should introduce myself, but yeah, I'm Japanese Jamaican, and I've been living in Japan for almost more than 10 years now. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so people, please bring your questions and please be kind and nice because you don't want her thinking that, we are some evil people over here on this channel. We're good people and we support our people. So please don't mind me not looking at the screen. Sometimes people have to look down here to see the questions. The setup is new. It wasn't working the right way, so I found a workaround. Hopefully, you guys are hearing and everything is going okay. All right, let me see what's going on here.
Yes.
All right, so what you do today? How's your day today, Sango? Let's start off something nice and easy.
Ooh, yes. It's a Sunday over here. It was sunny. I slept in, so I've wasted most of my day. But it's been good. I have my little glass of rum and sorrel juice right here. So slow, chill Sunday night. Thank you for having me.
All right, cool. All right, Sang. I don't think you can see what's happening here, but they're saying hello and everybody's here. She cute, Dre. Wow. All right, guys,
Checking on
stop
my
now.
phone. Hello.
Guys, stop saying she cute. All right, guys. I've had enough of the cute. No one says I'm cute, so I don't want to hear that crap. Right. So Sango, question. Also, first question here, Sango, is: do you like living in Japan compared to anywhere else? This is from Roseweb.
Ooh. I love living in Japan, but I've only lived in Jamaica and Japan. Any other places just visiting. But yeah, I like living in Japan. It's a different, it's like polar opposite, so it's not really easy to like compare and put them on the same, what's it called, stage.
Hmm.
But you know, Jamaica has its awesome parts, Japan has its awesome parts, so yeah. Oh, I hope that answers the question.
Okay. Yes, guys. So we'll be talking about stuff that's happening in Japan, as well as you guys. When you ask your questions coming in, I'll also ask her those questions for her. I think, yeah, or she can respond to them as she sees fit. So recently we had 293 people in Tokyo having 293 cases
Wow.
of corona in Tokyo, right? So and today was like 180.
Mm, yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, so it went down.
It went down a bit, but we know how that is. The weekend usually goes down and then it goes back up again in the week
Oh, yeah.
for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I guess the people
True.
going to work as opposed to not going to work. So yeah, I really don't know. Will we ever get back to a place where outside will be like normal? Do you think?
Need to go back to the streets.
Yeah, like when will we ever get back to that place where we can just go about our business and just go
Without
to
wearing
place?
a
Well,
mask.
without wearing a mask. Yeah, I don't know how soon that will be, but I guess everything has
Mm-mm.
changed. The world has changed again, and it's annoying.
Yeah, we have to take our time and adjust to
Hmm.
it, you know. Can't, yeah. I
Hmm.
think everybody's trying, except for some people.
Mm. Some
Oh, we
people,
got a question.
somebody asks, what prefecture are you in?
Chiba represent.
Cheep, 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 cheep. Yeah, but I'm an Aichi guy, isn't me?
Oh yeah.
Aichi. But I live in
Welcome to
Chiba.
Chiba.
Mm, nah, the streets ain't safe, them say. All right. So let's go. Let's look at some person were asking me to be actually one of the comments I got on the video, which I guess was also because of the editing and because I had to compress a lot of things, was
Yeah.
that they didn't see me addressing the questions to Shinju, which I did, but
No, you did. It's just me talk too much.
I don't think that was that alone, but the fact that but when Shinju, I had to cut my voice asking, hey Shinju, you can say something, but
Yeah, you
Shinju's,
did.
I guess I wasn't as confident in my Japanese as Shinju is not as confident in her English, so that was the little thing there. So a
Yeah.
lot of my hetekso nihongo, no, I had to cut that out, because I didn't want anybody to hear, oh look at this trash guy, trying whatever. But
No, we can do another video where she feel comfortable talking in Japanese
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, 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 we can do that.
go
Go
dive
off.
deeper.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
then you are gonna do the subtitle. You are gonna do the subtitles.
No, you can't just cut me out of that video
No,
this
you would have
time.
to do the subtitles. No, you
Oh,
can't
the
manage that.
subtitles. Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
That would be, yeah. I would, yeah. You hook me up with those. I would do Japanese videos all day, but the
Yeah,
subtitles,
man.
fam, subtitles kill me. Those take more than
Oh
a video.
yeah. Yes, more than the editing. I feel it because I also do YouTube as well,
Mm,
but when I do my videos in English, but at
mm,
the same time, since I'm in Japan, I felt like I need to,
right.
connect with those kind of audience as well.
Mm.
So I put Japanese subtitles, but Jesus Christ, it's so hard.
It
It just
sucks.
takes forever.
And then it's not even that, no. And then also there's a nuance to, right. So when you say something in, all right, for persons who don't know or who don't study, yeah, she cut her hair. She did cut her hair. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that video was like in February, Marchish, guys. We took that video in
Mhm.
February, March, and I
And
said,
that was a wig, not
uh,
wig, but a
your
ponytail wig.
ponytail, yeah, yeah. All right. When it's Japanese has a lot of nuance in its language, and so saying one thing in a different tone can mean a totally different thing.
Yeah.
So if you say nani sore, that's a soft nani sore, and it can be like, what's this? What's that? But if you say nanda sore, that means like,
Yeah,
what the
definitely.
is this?
Mm,
So it kind of, if you don't know, then that's what you have to kind of want to capture. And not I want to go back to this though. Although I'm off tersos forever. But I noticed even in tersos when they say things in Japanese, they translate to a very soft type of English as not to
yeah,
offend other people. But a lot of things they're saying are really rude. I mean,
yeah.
they say to each other, right? So I'm like, okay, buddy. It's
True.
weird. I guess,
That's with almost every movie as well,
yeah.
the subtitles.
Mm,
You just have to wrap it up into what I heard is like because they look at the length of the sentences they're
hmm.
talking,
Right.
they have to put
Put it
this
there with about
yeah, the
that type of thing
subtitles as
as,
minimal
as
as
possible.
possible. So they always cut it out.
Trust me. But sometimes use a lot of the essence of what they're actually saying. And it's really crazy. Let me see what's happening here.
Oh, I
What's
got it.
your YouTube channel, Sango?
My YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is called Simply Sango, just Simply Sango.
She's simply a
Yeah,
Sango.
it's mainly simply myself, just doing whatever I want.
Mm,
I don't know if that's a good thing for audiences, but yeah, it's called Simply Sango. I used to upload every week on Fridays,
mm.
but
But you're like,
I'm a bit inconsistent right now. Yeah,
okay,
so
okay, okay.
I upload from time to time. I usually do like makeup stuff, but apart from that, I'm trying to do more vlogs, take everybody out to the streets of Japan a little more because I don't live in the city.
Mm-hmm,
I want to do a little slow countryside kind of content. And apart
mm,
from that, I also like music, so I do vinyl hauls. I love vinyls. As
mm-hmm.
you can see, there's a little vinyl record
Okay,
player
okay.
right here.
Mm-mm-mm.
So, yeah, I do that as well.
Okay, nice, nice. I'm glad you're enjoying that, enjoying that. What you have in your cup there? I'm having a Asahi's Clear Strong Zero Mango
So,
Pineapple.
this is sorrel with rum and some
Mm-mm.
mint.
with the win. So why I
So,
can't? Why I don't get a sorrel?
mm.
Hmm.
You know, compete.
I wasn't invited. If I was invited, I'll
True,
come.
true, 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 true.
You know, I get in trouble, isn't me? Matthew, one of my friends says he's a new subscriber now. So
Ah, thank you. Much love, much love.
yeah, she's
Thank you so
talented,
much.
guys. Trust me, she's really talented. So please support her, check out her stuff. And
Thank
also, guys, if you can, as well, make sure you ask the questions. Bring your questions here. We're talking with Sango live, simply Sango, the Island Empress on IG, the daughter of the. I'm not gonna talk about that, right? That's a different story.
yeah.
Oh, they're asking, can I see her shirt? I saw the Praise Ija. Yeah, her father's a Rasta
Okay.
man, so I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
This is
Praise
a
Ija.
shirt from.
Oh, that's from Mighty Crown thing?
Yes.
Okay. So that was free, or you bought it,
I
or you what?
I got a couple of t-shirts for free because I helped them out with the pictures thingy. They asked me to do a little photo shoot and they hooked me up with some
Oh,
t-shirts.
nice, nice,
Yeah. So I got a
nice,
bunch of PJs.
nice. Oh man.
But it's a really thankful, you know.
Mad, mad. So, all right. So another question here for you is, are you a Sizzler fan, Sango?
I'm like a Sizzler fan. Yes, I love the song, right? Praise
No, if
Jack.
if you have to like the
Do do
Sizzler
do do. No, I
himself,
love it. Yeah.
like the artist
Yeah.
himself, yeah. What's your
Yeah, I
favorite?
love.
What's your
Yeah, I
favorite
love
Sizzler
Sizzler, of
song?
course. Oh gosh. Thank you, Mama, for the 9 months. That's Sizzler, right?
Yeah. Yes, it was. She's like, wait, that's Sizzler. Before you
Yeah, I
artist
like
that you
that
like,
one. Thank you,
okay,
Mama, for.
cool. So I know you also sing as well. I don't know if they know that you sing as well. I said that. Oh, hey Pickles. Wow, who is this girl? She's quite beautiful. Yes, she is Sango. She's half Japanese, half. She's Japanese Jamaican.
Good question.
We addressed that in the video
I'm
as well.
Japanese
Why she says
Jamaican.
Japanese
Nice to
Jamaican.
meet
We'll
you.
get into that today, because that I don't want to spoil the
Yeah,
video.
freeze.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, check. Hi, Chris, and checking in. So yeah, who's your favorite artist? Who are your like musical inspirations? Like who do you listen to? What is your thing? What type of music do you like? You know, trying to get to know
Mm.
Simply Sango.
My music, yeah, my musical interest is pretty much all over the place, you
Mm,
know, because I started off when I was living, I mean, of course, I started off with reggae.
mm,
That's like the backbones. But
mm,
apart from that, I used to and still listen to a lot of R&B artists.
mm.
Um, at one point, I was listening to Korean pop music as well in high
Really?
school,
Okay,
and I used to
K-pop.
listen to
Mm,
rock music because you
mm,
know Korean pop music is a big thing here in
mm,
Japan.
mm.
So I had my little
Big
you know,
Bang.
what it called.
Was it Big Bang?
No, it's not Big Bang.
Okay.
It's a bit different.
J
But
Soul Brothers.
yeah, I used to like this group called Shiny.
Ah, they still
Uh,
their fans are so, oh my god, they're too much. They're out in Twitter. There's
what?
their stands are just too much for me. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I used to be one of them. I mean, there's a few good people, but
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
your face. All right.
I
Right.
mean,
But apart from that, yeah, most of the time I listen to reggae, but not much dancehall though.
mm,
I don't. So here's the thing. I grew up in a very, very Christian household when
mm,
I was back in Jamaica.
mm,
Although my dad is a Rasta, my
mm.
aunts, my grandma, my cousins,
It's usually the
everybody
case, though, you
back
know. It's usually
is
interesting.
Christian. So
Mm,
when yeah, okay, so every Sunday we go to church. If you play dancehall, your grandma said don't play that in my house. So we
mm,
never really listened to a lot of dancehall music. But since my dad's a Rasta, he listened to a lot of roots rock
mm.
reggae kind of
Right.
songs. So I get a lot of inspiration from that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Luciano,
Mm.
Sizzla, Buju, them type of music.
Oh, so someone says in the comments here, just checking the comments. Me love of Sango and I'm a girl. Lord jeez. Wait, you have many fans here.
Aww.
And then this guy says, please let her name let her name. I think it's let her know that I am single and a good guy, ready to be married. Lol. Hint, hint, Sango.
Hint, hint.
Andy the Virgo. I don't know who that is, but okay. The man is shooting his shot from the parking lot. We don't know how that's gonna
Okay.
work out. Anyway,
I love how you just go and brush it off like that.
I don't. I mean, it's all fair. I mean, I'm just saying. Just I don't know.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
you have to approach her a little bit better than that, sir. I don't think through the YouTube live is the best medium to do nampa.
All right, big brother.
Nampa watch. Oh man. Yeah. So interestingly enough, I was also after watching while editing the video, I was listening for what you guys were not saying.
Mm,
Because a lot of persons don't, I guess, don't understand mm, understand when you live in Japan as opposed to coming here for a 2 week vacation or to visit is a totally different experience for us as persons of color or black people or Jamaicans or whatever.
yeah.
And you did say one thing which resonated with a lot of the Jamaicans that watch the videos that we're not big friend, and
Oh,
all of us
yeah.
are like, yeah, we're not depend that, and
Exactly.
a lot of the Japanese culture is based on trying not to ruffle feathers,
Hmm.
and it's almost like anti-Jamaican, like that part of us that say, oh, if we see something wrong, we're going to speak about it. If we feel
Yeah.
aggrieved, we're going to talk about it. But then in Japan, you're taught that hey, you skirt around the issue, or you kind of don't
Right.
say it directly, but you say it as a
Yeah.
side.
In
So
order
how did
to
you find
kind of
that
like,
balance for you with your growing up in a going to Jamaican high school, and
right.
then coming over here to Japanese? Can you speak a bit more about how you balance that kind of transition there?
That's a good ass question. Thank you. So for me, it was more because when I came to Japan to like live, I was still in junior high
Mm.
school, which is high
In
school, first
Jamaica,
year of high school in
right?
Jamaica,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think that was my most fastiest year of my life, but at the
Mm.
same time, because I moved to Japan, they just knocked me down. Like
Mm.
it just seems like the whole atmosphere, nobody's really like talking about anything but what's on the surface. So
Mm.
you kind of feel the need to be on that level with people.
Mm.
Nobody's not really being 100 with you. Well,
Mm.
at least it wasn't with me, but that's what I felt like. Okay, but then it's high school, you know.
Mm.
So
Mm.
so based on that kind of lifestyle in junior high school, I felt like okay, it's kind of here pick
Mm.
fights with people anytime I want, whenever they're like doing rude
Mm.
shit to me or
Mm.
anything. So you just, sit down quiet in the back of the classroom and just watch things pass by until it calmed down.
Mm.
So that was what junior high school kind of taught me to
Mm.
do. Yeah.
So, like, cause I always wonder, like, I've seen, like, even because I've been here 6 years, and so
Yeah.
I was in Toyota for 4 years, and now I'm in Chiba going to be 3 years, and I've taught kids going from elementary up to junior high school and from junior high to high school, and you basically see a drastic change in the behavior of a lot of the kids, even the kids that were really genki and really outspoken. When they get to junior high school, it's like they almost start going back into a shell, and in high school, it's almost
Yeah.
like they're drones in how they do things, and it's just really amazing sometimes to see the transformation of these kids. I know people mature and people develop other skills and whatever as they grow older, but some of their core behaviors just whatever that word is, eviscerate, something just disappear. So I mean, it's just really interesting to find that sort of thing, and I just wanted to get your side of it as being someone that has been in the Japanese school system. Oh, poor connection. Hold on, guys. We're having another poor connection issue here. Hold on.
We're back.
When you're in bush,
Can
this
you
is what
hear me?
happens. When you're in bush, when you live in the Inaka,
Chiba.
Chiba connection. When the Korean fall, it's all
My bad,
over.
my bad.
Right. So
Chiba connection.
I was saying that because I've noticed the changes in the children going through the system. How do you feel about the Japanese school
Yeah.
system, though? Like, you were in Jamaica, as I said, I want to hone in on this point because I found it weird that when kids do homework here, it's more like copying out the answers or copying out the solutions than actually doing it themselves a lot of the times with the
Mm.
homework. I don't know if that's is something, and they get do you get back the same things on a test? Like the same problems that you do for homework get back on the test?
We never
Because
used to bright in high school, so we don't remember them things. Like
no, I was say, I was just wondering because I
no,
just
but
mhm.
so here's the thing. For me, I felt like they give you totally different things on the tests
Mhm.
when compared to the homework.
Okay, okay. Uh, is Sango why am I saying Shango? Is Sango I can't say this word. I think again like a list dog. Is Sango single? Lol. You don't have to if you want to answer, please.
Lol, lol. Do
Lol.
you? Oh, I don't know. I'm not single. My
So,
bad.
one girl said
I
Sanga
don't
have
know.
a for a
It's
good
not something I should be apologizing about,
right,
but
you
I
know what I
am
mean? Somebody
probably in
said
a
Sanga have a for a good up
relationship.
man, so just admire from afar. Wow, people look at they've been doing a little research here. I love that we definitely we're not big friend. We're not afraid to talk about stuff, face the stuff head on. Lol, sorry Dre and Sanga, I was working, just saw your replies. Haha. And that's the guy that was asking about the single and love and marriage and whatever, whatever. Be careful. Yeah. So what
I have
about
a sister though.
you have a sister that ooh, you're
I'm
pimping
just
out your
kidding. I'm
sister?
just kidding.
You're pimping
I
out
can't just
sis?
throw her under the bus like that.
Sis is
That would
available
kill me.
apparently. I hear. I don't know. And he says, yo, sis is cute too. You're right. But be a cute people in the family. Be a cute people. Mom's too. Mom's a hot girl, isn't me? Think she easy. I try hide
Well,
behind
we're a result of
behind the
for
apron.
people, so
Hot girl, mama.
we can't complain about that.
Right? Um, I don't. So how did you find like? All right. So in the work, I know we kind of touched it in the video, but it hasn't dropped yet. So
Mhm.
just wanted to say, in the work, how do you feel in
Right.
the workplace as a do they treat you differently? Like as a like I have Jamaican Japanese. Do they make you feel less inferior? Well, we know that how they view women already,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
as a half Jamaican, half Japanese Jamaican, how do you feel in the workplace? Do you feel if treated fairly, equally? Is there anything that you wish you could change about the work environment that you're in?
I personally feel like I have to work twice as hard as a quote
Mm,
unquote fully Japanese person
mm,
because for me, physically, I already look different, and there's so many stereotypes that aren't necessarily positive about biracial people in
mm,
Japan. So it's just like a constant need to prove people wrong about that. You know, you don't have to be quote unquote full Japanese to be able to work
right.
properly, you know?
Mm-hmm,
Because I'm in the IT industry and which is dominantly male, and being a female already, it's kind of like people treating you in a condescending way.
mm-hmm.
But you know, at the end of the day, you can't get respect unless you give respect. That's what I feel. So I mean, unless you earn it yourself. So
Right.
I'm just, you know, trying my best to not give them a reason to shit on me for.
Okay, that's it. You like, and then I know they have this complex about them, you know.
Yeah.
Shut up, fool. Sorry. What is this going on here? Oh my god, I lost the stream. Hold on. Right, right. So I'm saying that there is a complex I feel that with the Japanese persons that they need to exercise this, like exalt themselves over you unnecessarily, and because you're a foreigner, then you cannot possibly understand certain things, and you possibly
Yeah.
can't do things that Japanese were trained to do all their life. But
Yeah.
if you tell us how to do something, we can do it. It's that
Exactly.
if we are trainable people, we have degrees, or we went to school, so we are heading a tough. Well, some of us said tough,
Yeah,
but
one
if you
one
tell us,
episode with work. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
yeah,
One episode what was kind of surprising with work, you know, I had a meeting with a client and we're doing our monthly meeting because I have to analyze people's website and I
mm,
tell them how their website is and this and that. So, but in order to do that meeting, I usually prepare a presentation, and because I read and write Japanese as well, the presentation was in Japanese, and I made one simple mistake, like using the wrong Chinese character, and the guys on the client side was like, yeah, if you weren't a hafu, which is what they call biracial people in Japan, they were like, if you weren't a hafu, I would have been mad at you. And I'm like, it's not like I want them to be mad at me, but that's shady. That's like the shady, like how like tiptoeing around the problem kind of attitude. You see that a lot here.
But it's weird though. Like they get mad for some really weird
Yeah,
things.
a lot of perfectionists, and they're
Not even
not perfect
perfectionist either,
themselves.
but they get on what's the word? They get irrationally upset about things that are not important
Yeah,
in the
true.
grand scheme of things.
Like
So,
at the
oh
end of
my
the day,
God,
like
like even the
there's
kids
this
do it to me
culture here
sometimes.
where they just constantly search for the wrongs of
Mm,
people, the mistakes. They like to point out the mistakes so that they
mm,
can nail them in and fix it,
mm.
look so that everything looks neat and
Listen,
nice.
I'm teaching kids English,
Mm.
and the kid is telling me to write. Sensei, chanto kaite. I'm like, excuse me, sir.
Even the kids.
You're telling me to write English properly, and a while ago you couldn't repeat the sentence. Did I
Yeah.
tell you to speak properly? No. I allowed you to get away with your bad pronunciation and whatever because I understand what you're saying. Communicating. The important thing is that I understand what you're saying. You don't just have to be exactly perfect. But no, all right,
Yeah.
watch me on you. So I was petty for the rest of the lesson with that kid. Everything. No, no, no. That's not how you say it. No, no. Say it
Hmm.
like this. It's not like they would say something like what was the foolish? It's like, oh, the pen. No, 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 no. Pen,
Pen.
pen, the pen. No, 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 pen.
Savage.
Yeah, man, yeah, man. I was on his. No, I'm gonna say that was below. I was on his case for the rest of the lesson, and he learned because I mean it's okay. I let them know that it's okay to make mistakes. I need to practice. If you don't speak, I can't help you, and that is a thing too. They're so afraid of making mistakes that
Yeah.
they would rather shut up and not say anything
Mm. Yeah.
than say something that might not be the full perfect answer,
Right.
but it might lead to a solution. If you say something like,
Exactly.
"Oh, maybe you should try this," "Oh, if you try this and then do that, then it will work." But if they don't
Mm.
have the and then do this, they're not going to say it, and that
Yeah.
causes a lot of delays in probably executing plans, and it also speaks to it also reflects in their behavior with other things like harassment and things
Yeah.
that are not glamorous and cute that should be said in public.
Hmm.
And yeah, how is that for you?
Yeah.
Have you experienced any of this, the dark side of Japan, as some people would say, but we would just call it the reality of Japan because we have been here and know and feel everyday life here. So have you
Mm.
experienced anything like any harassment? Oh wow, that's a bad question, Andre. No, that's a bad
No,
question. Sorry, let me just say
it's
that.
fair.
Have you? What has your experience been interacting with like Japanese men or Japanese women? Like if like for instance, just in not in workplace, but in the society itself, do you get these stares? Do you get people looking up, staring up their nose at you? Do you get people coughing while you pass by? A lot of passive aggression. Like, have you experienced a lot of passive
Mm.
aggression while you're here? Because some people don't believe in these microaggressions. Listen, there's a
Right.
whole community of people on Twitter that believe Japan is perfect, and you can't speak about Japan in any way, shape, or form. And yeah, we call it weeaboos,
I
weebs.
hate to pop the bubble, but
Oh, you know.
it's not pretty like that. Um, well, it's gonna. So here's the thing, when you and even when you try to talk about these problems, they
Hmm.
feel so like because the term itself is microaggression. It
Hmm.
feels so small that you feel like it shouldn't matter, but
Right.
but so it's harder to notice. But
Mm.
for me, hmm, for example, at job interviews, they'll be like, I've heard a couple of people saying like, "Oh, she's biracial, so
Hmm.
we don't really hire people who are, that kind of people." I'm like, "What kind of people is that?"
Mm.
Things like that. sometimes when I make phone calls to companies, like if I want my internet to be fixed
Mm.
and they hear my name, their attitude like suddenly change. That's
Mm-hmm.
like something subtle that I
Mm-hmm.
notice. For
Mm-hmm.
example, if I'm calling and I'm like, yeah, I'm calling for this and that, and they'll ask for my name, and then I'll say, well, my name is Sango Nevin, which isn't really a
A Japanese name,
Japanese
right? So like,
name.
they're like, right,
Yeah,
turn
and then
around, look,
I'm speaking in Japanese, but they'll be like, we
uh,
don't have any English speakers here, and I'm
right.
like, I'm speaking
You
Japanese
Japanese.
with you.
Listen, that has to be the
Yeah,
worst thing ever. The once they hear a foreigner or see the face, they're like, okay, that is English coming out of
yeah,
your mouth right now.
yeah.
What I when I just moved to Chiba, I was like, I did a skit about it. And so I didn't know what cotton ball was. When I was in IT first, I didn't know what cotton ball was. So I said, cotton ball, please. Nani?
Mm,
Cotton ball. Nani? Nani?
cotton.
A cotton ball. Fuwa mita. Nani? Ano, and they go call 10 million people to come look at the foreigner trying to speak Japanese.
Oh
So when one of
God.
the guys kind of have a little sense, I show them a picture. Cotton ball. I'm like, Nick, what have I been saying? Was my intonation off?
Yeah.
Come on, guys. I said this. Cut, blood.
Like
Like, this crazy, man. It's annoying
that
because
happens a lot.
when they are speaking English,
Like
we will
even
make the effort to
I
understand
used
them.
to work in I used to work at a cafe, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the register, and
Mm-hmm.
people, if you have that job, you should know at least like at one point that that person speaks Japanese,
Right.
or first of all, they won't be qualified for the job because
Right.
I guess Japanese is a big being able to speak
Mm-hmm.
Japanese itself is a big qualification for
Right.
any jobs in Japan, which is already weird
Mm-hmm.
to me. But you know, but then they'll be at the register just standing like and pointing out to the menu like I can't understand what they're saying and things
Mm-hmm.
like that.
mm Mm-hmm.
Like, dude.
It's annoying. And sometimes I feel insulted. Like, I was insulted, but people say, "Oh, you're making a big deal of things." A lot of these things also form this opinion. And remember that I have to be an ambassador for my country, whether I like it or not. So then
Yeah, definitely.
I can't even act a fool because of the limited interaction with Jamaicans they'll have. Oh, this guy did that, so these all Jamaicans are that. You know, the Americans have a
Mm,
bit a wider
yeah.
spectrum, a wider, I guess, a greater
Even
reach. So I mean, it's just bleh.
no, but here's the sad thing though. Even with like American people
Hmm.
staying in Japan, they have a bad reputation just because, for example, people who are on base, one single person make one simple mistake and they
Hmm.
label every foreigner as bad people.
But one
So you
Japanese does it. No,
it's
no, it's
just like
that particular Japanese was the issue. Sorry, we're not like that.
yeah,
We're not like that. No, Japanese people don't do that. I said, really? Really?
yeah. Oh,
Oh.
they must. So any bad news you hear on the news, they'll be like, oh, they're probably not Japanese. They're probably
So,
like, um,
外国人かな?
what's it called? 在日中国人
Yeah,
or
yeah, 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 yeah. Second generation or the
no?
Brazilian.
Yes.
Japanese.
Or they're
So,
influenced by the outside. Like
mm,
this whole
uh,
perfection,
mm,
what's it called?
perfectionist.
Perfect. Yeah, perfectionist image of
Mm-hmm.
Japaneseness is, I
It's
think, holding a lot
sickening.
of people by their
I
throat.
mean, and then there's this guy on TikTok. I think he's a makeup artist. He speaks fluent Japanese. I think he's Filipino. But he did like a TikTok saying like, "What is this about Japanese culture? We tell you about racism and things. You say it's Japanese culture. Why don't you go back to your country?" So, are you telling me that sexual harassment
Yeah.
is Japanese culture? Are you telling me that this is Japanese culture? And you have the Japanese words for it, but they use katakana instead. And that in itself is
Exactly. That's an
how they try
yeah.
to say, oh, this comes
Oh,
from
that's an
Japan.
interesting
This is
point of
this is a
view.
foreign concept to us. Sexual harassment
Oh
too.
my God.
Toka, nanka, it's so they're making it look like, oh, we don't have Japanese words for it or Chinese characters for it, so therefore it's
Yeah,
foreign, and so it's something that comes from another culture or another society. And when the
we
person
don't
made that
do
point,
that.
and I was like, that is some crazy ass ish. That's how they condition the people, they condition
Yeah.
the things. Because if you put in katakana, oh, that's not, no, that's not really Japanese, so it's okay. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's not weird, but it's interesting how they frame the narrative of stuff, you know? Let me see what's happening in the comments before them people
Yeah.
come cuss me off. So I chat too much. I for one of those people who think Japan is still like a second heaven with technology because I want to go so bad. This dip, despite the countless videos seen and lives I've been in. Okay. Fuck. This is so annoying. 30 people walk one for the likes my side. Chris, what's up? Mm. Oh, this guy says I would like to sign up for the whatever English class she's teaching. Dre, lol. But seriously, do you get treated better as an instructor from the students because you're part Japanese? Well, sir, if you are watching the video, she is not an English teacher. She's an IT
No, I'm not.
thingamajiggy.
Yes, I'm actually working in the IT industry, so I've never taught children English. It's a funny thing, you
Really?
know.
Oh, you teach adults?
Yeah.
I've taught adults, though.
No, not even
Mm-mm.
adults.
You should teach Jamaican. This person says, "What is nice channel? Do you find the sky to be weird in Japan? Like it feels it's right over your head?"
What?
Hmm.
Where's that question? Where is it the question?
You know. The last question he said, "Do you find the sky to be weird in Japan?" I don't know. I don't know what he mean. Is that a? Is he
It's
trolling me?
like it's right over here.
Is it?
The sky, like it's low? Is that like a
I
science
don't know.
question?
I don't know. I don't know if it's. I think it's a troll. It must be trolling me. Like it's right over your head. I mean, where else would the sky be? I think it means it's like it
I
can
don't
see
know.
more of it because there are not a lot of buildings. I don't know what he's trying to say, but this feels like a trolling question, or it's a question he hits when you're drunk or you're smoking weed or something. I don't know.
Come- The sky is right over your head. I don't know. Like, it's an interesting question, though.
Mm,
I want to know what they meant if they're still watching.
they should be still here. There are 28 people here, and I don't see as many likes on the video, guys. Come on, get in, get in. You guys, don't worry. You'll see Sango more on this channel now that she live in Chiba. I can beg her to forward in any places. When she lived elsewhere, she was busy, occupied.
Oh, yeah.
Mm,
Occupied.
occupado. So do you
So
speak any other languages apart from Japanese and English, Sango?
Japanese, English,
Mm-hmm.
patois.
Patu. Yes,
What
right.
else?
That's right. A little French.
It's a language, you know. I don't. No,
No,
I don't speak French. I wish
can't.
I did though.
Trust me.
I understand a little bit of Spanish,
Mm.
just a little bit, like high school level, because they teach Spanish in school in Jamaica. So
Oh, I thought you were going to say in bloody Japan. They teach any other languages in Japan?
no,
Just Japanese and English, right?
only English, only
Only English.
English. Yeah,
Wow, that's interesting.
but
Um,
yeah, I used yeah.
The sun is indeed more direct here, though, meaning that it hits your skin more intense. Okay, hits blunt.
Hmm.
All right, guys, please send in your questions. Come on, any questions? We're here, out here, having a good time. You know what I mean? So Sango, what do you think about? Ask a question here. What do you think? What are your views on foreigners who are into the Lolita culture, like the girls that dress up into the cute kawaii looking Japanese type fashion stuff? What are your views on that? As
What
somebody
kind of
who is
question?
Japanese, so I want to hear what you have to say because I have a few thoughts, but I don't want to talk about it too long.
First of all, I don't. It's a topic I only can tiptoe around. I feel like, but Lolita is coming from, for me personally, I think it's coming from a kind of a pedophilic point
Mm-hmm.
of view. So
Mm-hmm.
whether it's a non-Japanese person or a Japanese person, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
really there for that type of culture.
Mm-hmm. That's what you.
Mhm. Yeah.
I wonder, like, here's the thing.
I mean, you mean like the gut? I don't. So here's the thing. Like, if you look up Lorita, if
Yeah,
in
man, that's the
English,
Japanese
it's
that come at
kind
me
of
about
like
Lorita. Lorita. Girl, the Japanese for me. Lorita. Lolita. I think it was up. I thought it was like young girls. Lolita, literally, it is like little girl. I think in Spanish or whatever.
Yeah,
Lolita.
that's what it means, right? But at the same time, like when you see the, it's kind of more like a fashion, where
Yeah,
they wear
this
kind
cute
of,
dressy, like dressy,
what is
dressy,
that? Yeah.
meshy thing.
So I understand the people who want to just want to wear those
Fashion.
clothes
But then you
because it
have people
looks
that
cute.
are in the lifestyle. Like everything is.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, people can do what they want, but don't bring
I
it
have,
over here.
I actually have a couple of friends, like friends that I interact with that are into it. And there's some people that I don't like
Oh,
that are into it as well. And
into it as like doing the fashion itself, or
the
like just
whole
being
thing,
a.
Japanese housewife, very big Japanese baking stuff, even the makeup. Of course, the Japanese
Oh,
level is like god tier. So that them I can understand because they're fully invested and so they whatever fine.
yeah.
But then you have those that really like all
But
right.
here's the thing, like a lot of people do it without understanding
What
where
it
the
coming from?
original idea come
Right.
from,
Mm.
which comes along with a lot of
And
cultural
hentai.
appropriations in Japan. So,
Mm. Nobody them the hard. All right, I gotta ask some hard questions now. What me ask the question them now? Me ask some question now. Now I never even ask you. Oh, I should say no. I want to say this for the other video. No, anyway, I don't care. We're here now. Let's
shoot
talk
them.
about it. Let's talk about it now.
Shoot,
We're,
yeah,
we're
shoot,
get personal. We're
bring
get
it.
personal. Um, what is the yeah man? What tell me about your worst kiss?
My worst
Yeah.
kiss. Oh. You know what I just thought? I was like, I'm not a bad kisser, so I've never had a bad kiss.
Yeah, it's like, bro, what are you
What?
talking
I'm
about? My
just
worst kiss?
kidding.
I
I've
am
had
like the
bad
best
kisses.
ever. Look at my lips. Bruh, look at these lips. I got them. Bam, boom. But I'm just
I'm just
saying, I'm sure girls never. I don't find girls being bad kissers. I don't think they can be for some strange reason. It's usually the men I've heard because I've never kissed a guy before, obviously. But I'm just saying, it's always the girls saying
yeah.
the guys can't kiss or he's all over the place. I'm asking you, especially with these Japanese men who claim to.
I mean, it depends on what you define as bad, but for me, I'm like, too much tongue is like a no-no.
Really?
And some people
What is
think,
what is too
some
much tongue?
people think,
What is too much
what
tongue though?
is too
Like I don't know. Like
when
hmm.
you're kissing somebody, right?
Mhm, mhm.
You chops them first or anything, but some people just start with the tongue,
Tongue.
and I'm
Them
like,
just
dude,
shove it down your throat like doing in your throat.
yeah,
I don't like that. You like to take a little easy and
bro, take your time, man. You gotta
ease me.
take the
Yeah,
time. You just like,
say my rush. The video goes
Jesus.
so, my paint. But try man, I mix the nut up. You see me with him tongue. You know?
Oh gosh.
Stiff tongue natto mixer. Grrr. You know what I mean? Wow. For me, I think I kissed somebody with bad breath once. No lie. The cigarette. I
Oh,
kissed somebody who smoked and it was
oh,
the most
cigarette.
awful thing ever. The lip color, I like to bite, nibble on the lip and bite. And, yeah, make a something there, make a something there, them something there. And yeah,
Mm-mm.
little, yeah. And so me going and go some bite. I was like, there's a piece of ash that me get in my mouth. I was like, no. And then I
No.
kissed.
Like,
It wasn't ash though, but it was just the mouth. The mouth just tasted like smoke and
oh,
ashtray. And then I kissed her. Her lips were really full and nice, but then smoke came through, and I was like,
this is a turn off.
yeah. I went to Devon House to get ice cream with her. So yeah.
Oh gosh.
All right,
That's
give me one of your worst dates ever. Go. Worst date ever. Boom.
worst dates ever. So one time there was this guy who, like, I didn't even notice that he like thought of me as a
Like that.
person like that. I
Mm.
thought it was just like, a friend grabbing coffee or something.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's like, like the whole attitude. He just asked me to let's go grab coffee, so I thought it was something like frank.
Mm-hmm.
But then he started talking about like what we're doing next weekend, and I'm like, hold on. When I didn't sign up for a relationship, so take like, and I didn't
Mm-hmm.
even see that person as
Right.
like something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
when it was just too pushy.
So
Uh,
would you have changed your mind then? Like would the approach would have been better if I mean no, it's weird because I had a situation similar, but at least we're asking out on dates, like several
Yeah.
dates and whatever. And then eventually she said,
The problem was
mhm,
he already thought,
we're together.
and yeah, like we're together when it's the first time we ever sat down around one table and talk, you know? And
Wow.
he's just like writing down everything as if like we're just, and the whole attitude was like, oh yeah, she's mine already, so I can do whatever the fuck I want. Like even
Damn.
like paying for the food, he was like that condescending attitude, like, you
Wow.
know, throwing the cash on the tray. Like I
Wow.
get really turned off by people who
A bit like,
can't show
yeah.
respect to other people, you
Yes,
know. So
yes, of
that
course.
was already, just because he was by with a girl, he was being super rude to
And
everybody,
super,
and that
super,
was
like, yeah,
like
very arrogant. Alright. Nan,
a
eh?
lot. Yeah.
Nan, oh,
So
Sanzo in the hold on,
exactly.
hold on, hold on, wait. I go, yeah.
Yeah, that was
Ne?
really weird. It
So he thought he
wasn't
was being
anything.
cool. He thought he was being cool,
Yeah, he
but it
thought it was
wasn't.
being cool, which I
Mm-mm.
find really adorable, but it's no work for me.
Didn't work for you. Okay. Where did mosquito come from? I hate. Yeah. All right. Cool. Where's da 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 da? Hmm. Give me one of your most interesting days in memories from high school. And like a nice memory from high school in Japan or junior high school. Something nice or a funny thing that happened that just, wow, this just blew your hair off your head.
um,
Or something that people will look at you and they
yeah.
said they would never expect you to do something like that or something that would surprise people. You see that one then?
Junior high wasn't really that interesting, you know, or
Really?
junior high or high school wasn't that
What about
interesting.
university?
University,
Mr. Face.
funny.
Yes, come, listen, wait,
For
come.
me personally, I don't really like think about my past that much, so it's weird. But for junior high school, I
You
remember
don't think
a
about
lot
it.
of
I think about
people.
shit I don't do every day that I haven't done. Like maybe I should turn
Nah.
away, yeah? I mean, I
So
should tell a
here's the
girl that
thing.
something like
So
her
most
earlier.
of the things,
Mm-hmm.
it's funny because it's like, you know, when bad things happen to you and you just want to forget about it. It's something
Mm-hmm.
like that. So it's everything in that era of time because it was so stressful. I don't remember most of the things that happened. But
Mm-hmm.
one episode I do remember is, you know, they have the hot spring culture here in Japan,
Oh,
right?
yes, the onsen. I've never been to one though. Never been.
My first experience of onsen with not strangers, but like I'll say associates,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, people like classmates, you know, the
Mm-hmm.
onsen thing is like, it was my first time going to an onsen with people who aren't my family. First of all, like our family don't even go to onsen like that. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, it was my first time going to an onsen. But
Mm-hmm.
um, that time, I was still straightening my hair
Mm-hmm.
and pretending that I didn't have curly hair or trying not to. Yeah, I was hiding that I had curly hair because I was already a foreigner and I felt like my
Mm.
curly hair would make it
Stand
even
out even more.
more,
Mm.
yeah, more foreigner-ish, you know. So I used to straighten my hair
Mm-hmm.
so that I don't have anything that
That they can
I didn't
say,
have
right?
any more things so
Mm.
people will poke around. But oh,
Mm.
the onsen thing. Um, so black people here, we don't wash it every day because we don't make that much oil
Mm-hmm.
from our scalps that it can actually damage our hair if we wash it
Too
too
much, right?
often, right? So I didn't wash my hair every day, but apparently in Japan, everybody washes their hair every day. And yeah, that onsen situation really had me sweating because first of all, my hair is gonna get frizzy.
Mm.
It was ironed out and it
Mm.
was straight, but then everybody's going to the hot spring butt naked, of
Mm.
course, and everybody's washing their hair. So basically, everybody's doing exactly the same thing: washing their hair, washing their body, then onto the onsen. But then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna watch what everybody does and just follow because I've never been to an onsen
Mm.
before and I didn't know the onsen culture. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, I'm just gonna watch and learn and do everything. But then everybody starts washing their hair like. I can't do that because at
Mm,
that time people didn't know my hair texture,
mm,
and
mm,
if
mm.
and I didn't bring my hair iron with me, so it's like if I do wash my hair right now, I'll have to embrace myself of exposing myself. And as a junior high school, as a teenager, you worry about the smallest of things, and that
Mhm,
was one of my biggest insecurities,
mhm,
unfortunately. But you know, and then I didn't wash my hair that time.
mm,
But of course, people are gonna be like, "Eh, Sango coming a gala one night," and I was like, which is like, "Oh, you're not washing your hair,"
mm,
kind of attitude, And I was like, "Yeah, I forgot my shampoo." I'm trying to make up all the excuses to
mm.
not wash my hair, but then they're like, "Ah, shampoo na lado kala kasi yun." Like, I'll
I'll give
I'll
you
lend
my
you my
shampoo.
shampoo. I'll lend
Ah,
you my shampoo, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, do I have to wash my hair today?"
特別のシャンプーです。なんか、you need a special shampoo,
Yeah.
you just said, yeah, she said. A special shampoo for your scalp because you have like, whatever,
Yeah.
you just said some shit like
So
that. Mm.
the second day, well, that night I was like, yeah, I don't want to wash my hair today. It's fine. And it was like a 3 day trip.
Mm.
It was a 3 day trip, like school, like a field trip type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't wash my hair that night. But then the next day I was like, oh no, my period came. I can't go on set with you. And just like,
Oh, girl, you
I
have the
had to avoid that
excuses.
situation,
Mm-hmm.
which is sad. Like to come to think about it now, like it was my insecurity about my hair was at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I've heard so many stories about like kids like me being bullied in school that I was like basically trying to survive the 3 years without causing any scene, and
Mm.
I had to murder my hair and keep it down.
Damn. Murder in the first degree for the hair. All right, the topic today is Simone is actually just having a Q&A with Sango, and she's just letting us know about her life and how she's going on in Japan. Another question here is, would you marry a Japanese man or woman?
Yeah, it depends on
Is that
what
for
that
us?
person
Is
has.
that for both of us, Rose Web, or is that for her? Because she doesn't know if you're. Oh, right, that's good. Right, she wouldn't know if you're into men or
Yeah.
women only, right? Go ahead. You don't marry a man.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I would. It just depends on that person's experience. I think I talked about it in a different video, but
Mm-hmm.
it's more like, okay, yeah, it could be a Japanese man, but experience, he could have a more open mind
Mm-hmm.
than like usual Japanese men. I've dated Japanese men, but it just happens that that person wasn't really a match.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Someone says here, is it hard to find a salon that caters to black hair?
Oh yeah. I mean, for me, yeah, I don't find it was hard. First of all, it's really expensive to do hair
Mm-hmm.
in Japan, so I don't necessarily go to salons. I've tried going to salons, like
Mm-hmm.
regular salons that
Mm-hmm.
never had experience with black hair
Right.
before, and it didn't feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, I just ended up learning, like educating myself about my own hair
Mm-hmm.
so that I can just do it myself. Even
Mm-hmm.
this haircut, I did it at home. My sister cut it for me. My dad shaped it up, and I didn't have to go anywhere.
Nice. Someone is asking for friends. Would you marry a Trinidadian? A Trini?
I would have to meet that Trinidadian first.
Trinidadian. Okay. All right. Good. Let's get into the back to the nice questions. What was your longest relationship with a Japanese person in terms of intimate relationship?
1 year.
1 year? I have
Yeah, one
questions.
year.
I have questions.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm an open book.
How much time we have? All right, if we extend this a little bit here. Mm, Tell me, like, did you live together with him? When was this? What type of life was
No.
this?
It was first year of university. Still
Mm-hmm,
fresh out of high school.
mm-hmm.
So that was still that period of time where I was still toning down my quote unquote Jamaican.
Jamaicanness. Ha ha.
Yes. That
Oh
was when I
my.
was like chasing to become the
Oh
ideal
my gosh.
Japanese woman type of
Japanese
period of
woman.
time.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah.
Question. Do you find that Japanese women are not well? They come off a bit airheaded generally.
Oh yeah. I mean, people think that's cute. That's why a lot of people do it. But when when you're one on one with most of those girls, they're not really like that. That's a scary part.
Mm. Interesting. Interesting. So how was that? That whole year of dating? What? Like, tell me more about that, cause.
It was, it was like, to be honest, it was like like chasing somebody who was emotionally unavailable.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like, so there's this ideal type of relationship in Japan. Like you can see it in the TV shows, and they romanticize women going after the men rather than the opposite, which quite seen frequently
Hmm.
in
Hmm.
Western media, I would
Hmm.
say.
Hmm. Hmm.
The men would show their affections, roses, take them out to dinner and all that
Hmm.
things, but it's more like, okay, the girls have to not propose, but like it's called kokuhaku, which
Hmm.
is
Confess
like
their feelings.
ask them, yeah,
Really? Is that
confessing
how it
their
works here?
feelings.
I never know. That's how it works. Like the girl is supposed to actually confess, and then the man say, "Alright, let's get to say it took her." Like they would ask, "Let's be together
Yeah.
after she confessed to me."
No, so the confession itself is basically asking them to become their boyfriend slash girlfriend.
Wow. How?
Yeah,
I didn't know it was like that. I just
so
thought
it's
that.
so it's like a
Mm,
constant cat rat and what's it called?
cat and
Dog,
mouse.
cat and dog race,
Cat
cat
and
and
mouse
mouse
game.
race, where you basically just not chasing, but like trying to prove
That
your
you're
love
the.
or your,
Oh.
yeah, that you're into that person,
Oh
while that
man.
person is basically like, yeah, do whatever the hell you want
Interesting.
after they get the girl. So it was basically kind of like that for one whole year, but then
Mm.
I noticed after one year, and I was like, what am I doing? I'm not even myself when I'm with this person. So on Christmas morning, I was like, yeah, I'm breaking up with you. And he was like, all right. So that's how unavailable, emotionally unavailable he
He was.
was.
Damn. So did
Yeah.
so if he was all right. So hmm. So based on so what did did you do what most normal couples in the West do with that guy, or he was just hand holding, giggle giggle giggle, gone.
Please clarify your question,
All
sir.
right. Oh, you want me big? Oh, we're big people here. Oh, big
Yeah,
people
bring
here.
it
All right,
time.
it's after
What
11,
do
so it's big
this?
people time. No, big people time. So how
Big
was
people time.
this?
Put the kids to bed. I'm just kidding.
All right. How was the sex? How was that?
Even that, it was more like I was more dominant in such situations, which was really, really weird. It's more like him not doing anything.
So he was the
Just,
starfish. He was the tuna.
Lord mercy.
Oh,
I hope
babe,
my
let's
parents
go.
not
He's
watching
like,
this.
no, I'm tired. I'm tired. I want it. No, come on. And he's like, I'm tired. I said, come here. And I wake him up and get up. Whatever you say.
Something like that. Something like that.
Lord of mercy. Oh, wow. I didn't know. So, and that was your last time dating a Japanese person, I presume.
Yeah, basically.
That's for that. That's for that garbage. Mm-mm-mm.
Boy.
But so then, so you had to do the more dominant one there. What was I mean, when you actually did it, was it good or was it that you didn't know? I mean,
At
was it?
that time, at that time I thought it was good. I thought it was a healthy relationship. But
Mm,
then, after a while you start noticing that when you notice I mean, after a while I started noticing that it felt like I wasn't anything
mm,
special to that person.
mm.
Yeah.
But obviously that changed. So after
Yeah.
that period dating, then did you? That was it. Like how was the transition between that relationship to your next relationship? Did you go on your like your whole go through your whole phase, as they say? You just, oh, let me just get this shit out. I need to live my life. I need to go and experience these
Yeah.
things. I gotta get some of this.
Definitely.
Everyone has a whole
Yeah,
phase
that
apparently, except
happened.
me.
Yeah, it does. I guess people have that phase. I did have that phase
Mm.
after that one whole year
Nonsense year of
of
wasting your time. Basically, you just need to catch up.
nonsense.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, people was, and then the interesting thing is my friends around me was like, "Wow, Sango, you've finally like you've changed in a good way,"
Mm-hmm.
because they always felt like I was toned down and
Mm-hmm.
just like trying to fit into a certain idea of a person.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, I was more kind of like, okay, if I don't like that type of person, what kind of people do I like? And then I
Mm-hmm.
start going out on dinners with people.
Mm-hmm. Meeting with people, dinners.
With
Yeah,
people.
apparently, like I noticed, like the dating here is really interesting. Like Japanese people have the weirdest, like expensive taste for no reason. All right, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna go. Let's go get some sushi, and the bill comes to 24,000 yen, and you're like, what did we eat? I don't know what we ate. It's two people, and you end up spending ichiman. You don't even know what to eat. It's like two little plates or something. You're like, what is this? That wouldn't fly in Jamaica
Yeah.
because people are like, we need food, food, nobody. But apparently, the food is just like almost like a distraction. It's just a placeholder for you to have a conversation and
Yeah.
atmosphere and whatever. And because even on that same show that I don't talk about anymore, when the girl tried to get Rio to take her out to yakiniku, but before that he went to buy sushi in Ginza. I know sushi in
Mm.
Ginza is not cheap.
Oof. That's a whole bougie ass town. So
Right?
anything in that street is
And
not
right,
cheap.
so the bill came to like Neiman Gosen Godai, and I was like, what? And he paid for, but he's a basketball player, so he has money. Japanese basketball
Mm.
player, so he has some money. But I was saying, it was really interesting to see the whole dynamic of that because the couple times that I went on dates with Japanese girls, I don't know, like I tried to pay for things and they almost like refused me. So I don't know if that was a sign to tell me that it wasn't going to go anywhere. If they didn't
Mm.
allow me to pay for anything, I should have known. But anyway, after a while, I paid for something and then they bought something after though, like in the one that I was the 5 month type of dating thing I was in. But before that,
Yeah.
some of the girls were like, no, 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 okay, I pay half. No, no, it's not. I'm like, no, I insist. But they refused, and I wasn't about to fight them to spend more money. So it's okay, whatever. So
Mm.
so I don't know. Some people don't have that experience there. Let me look in the comments here before we get cussed off again. Andre, you're sad. How often are these? Mid-AG, just like one pre. Was it frequent? Oh, somebody asked if the sex was frequent with a Japanese dude.
No.
How often? Like once a month?
Yeah.
Jeez and peas, like a period.
Right.
Sad.
Like a period.
Someone's
Yeah.
asking, are the Japanese clubs just normal or more conservative? What kind of clubs are you talking about? Like, are you talking about like the dance, hip hop clubs and the top 40? I don't know if that's your thing. That's your thing. But I find that the dance or parties sometimes they overdo it, like because they've been to street dances, which is not a club vibe. They don't. The club and the streets are two
No.
different things. So they try to bring the street dance hall vibes into the club, and it doesn't really translate well. But they like it and they like that. The jump and down and jump up a speaker. And I'm like, guys, I just want to dance with you normally. I kind of vibe with that.
Yeah. You
Them
just
want
want to
lift up,
vibe.
them want jump up in the sky, them want all sort of thing. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm not drunk enough for this yet. You have to wait till 3 a.m. But yeah, I don't think it's that bad. They say like dance clubs. Wanna really date over here? Somebody asks. Clubs in Japan are trash at the end.
Oh yeah. So the sad thing, so one sad thing about me is that I've never experienced quote unquote the adult life anywhere but Japan. So it's just sad, you
Oh
know.
no, yeah, yes, sad. That is so sad for
That
you.
it's really
How
sad.
can you have to go to
So I've
anywhere else?
never
Anywhere
been to
else?
Jamaica and I've never gone on dance before, and it's like
Jeez, your father. When last your
yeah,
father
maybe
go to
I
Jamaica?
need to. He went 2017 or
I
2018,
never take
but
you.
that
That's
was
good,
for
man.
music, you know. That was his for his music
Music.
business, and I had school,
Oh,
and it's not cheap to go to Jamaica, so
I know we all know that. But I mean, it would be nice if you go back there, like in maybe next 2 years, like after Corona kind of cool off. You go
Yeah.
there, you and your husband or boyfriend or whoever, I mean, you can go there and enjoy it, trust me, man. I mean, I
Yeah.
miss Jamaica so much. I don't miss the bad stuff, but I miss all the wonderful things. Like, no,
Mm.
I mean, trust me, if I, Jamaica, Jamaica. If Jamaica wasn't how it did stay, people wouldn't leave, to be honest. You see me?
Yeah.
If they would pay people properly, like if they pay people a decent wage, people wouldn't be leaving the country more than often than
True.
not because Jamaica's sweet. All right, guys, wrapping up. Give us some more questions here. I think Jamaica different now compared to a couple of years back. True, Simone, very true. Did he do anything weird during sex? They're not coming off of that. I think did he do anything weird? Like I don't know what's weird.
What's weird?
I don't know. What did you find anything weird that he did during sex? Like rub his nipples while stick his tongue in his ear. I don't know.
Weird?
Ask if I lick him armpit or something. I don't know. Suck off his toe leg.
No, fortunately, nothing weird.
I love it. It was a real vanilla guy.
Yeah.
Um, question. So they always ask me this question. The ladies in the chat always said stuff to me. They always ask me about pegging. You know what pegging is? Like, you ever peel an orange without a knife yet? Like you peg it? Like
Yeah.
you stick your finger in and peg? Alright, so think about that.
What's the question?
So I'm
Okay.
asking, what's a I'm asking, what's I'm sorry. What do you find are you do you I don't want to word this question properly because I don't want this to come off as a creep.
You're giving
do
a lot of that vibes right now.
I'm not Nino son. I'm not a creep. Okay, you know that. I was asking just so
Yeah, but
Tell me, like, do you find what are you adventurous? Do you find you adventurous in the bedrooms when you're a traditional old school type of girl, like the normal stuff,
yeah, I
or you like to do a
freak
little
or
bit of
not.
the? What she say? She laugh and walk off. What she say? What she say?
Oh, no, never mind.
I heard it, no, but I just want them to hear. It's alright.
Okay.
You like take trips and them something, like a time,
Yeah.
and like a something, like a flavor, no, like a spice. You know, your life.
Somebody asked you what is pegging. Ah, yeah, I like my little spice on the regular stuff, I guess. I don't know, you would have to ask my significant other that.
Simone, go away about interview skills. I was asking these questions very well before you were here. Just that I'm on the end of the rope. I'm just one. Anyway, um, basically, pegging is the woman penetrating the man through his anus. Yeah, anally
Huh.
using
You
a
into that?
dildo. No, I'm not into that. No, 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 no,
Okay.
no, 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 no,
So
no,
what
no.
you asked me that
No,
for?
I was seeing just asking if you how I just want to see a level of king because some of the girls here say yo they well want to do it to them man or they're thinking about doing it because whatever whatever. Some
I
people
mean,
say
if
nothing is off in the bedroom.
if the person like it and
Mm,
I like that person and I respect that person and
you
I
do it.
want to give that person pleasure,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, but I
That's not
wouldn't
something
think
you
of that
think
in
about in your
like
brain
the
like
first thing in
bashing.
my head.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
like
okay. So nothing. Basically, once you're in a relationship and you have a enough level of I guess like or love or whatever for that person,
yeah,
you're willing to do stuff that makes sure the relationship is spicy and nice.
yeah.
Very nice. Okay. What do you feel? How,
How you
when
said yes, Andre is into that. Hi.
these questions sound a bit forward, are you okay with them, Sango?
I'm
Anyway,
good. I'm
um,
good. Thank you for worrying. I'm pretty much an open book, you know. Leave people relationship alone.
I'm not involved in a relationship. What is the people? Anyway, uh, let me just be back. All right. So, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, hmm, probably a better job
Mm,
out of Japan,
mm,
getting the cash.
mm, mhm.
I don't know, or traveling freely
Mm. Well,
without
hopefully,
any.
well, that's hope for that as well. What about like, do you have anything you want to say to the generation of the next generation of biracial children, biracial Japanese kids? Well, hopefully they missed out
Mm,
all of that we talked about before the regular sex stuff. But yeah, what do you have anything that you'd say to them uh, as a way to motivate them? What would you
yeah.
say to biracial kids of the next generation?
Mm. I would say at the end of the day, the only voice that matters is your own. So maybe even if there's like times where you're uncomfortable with people saying stuff, you shouldn't think that that's everything. You should always respect your own voice, and as soon as you start doing that, you'll feel so much better. Like everything, anything wouldn't, like all the tiny things that mattered to you won't matter anymore. So you just gotta, grow that self-love for yourself, you know. And I feel like not enough households teach their children that, especially in Japan. So I would, if you're not in that environment, make sure you surround yourself with people who love you as you are. Yeah, that's what I would say. I mean, that's what I would say to my younger self,
Mm,
when she was going through shit.
afraid to wash her hair in the onsen.
Yeah, like at that, if it was me right now, I would definitely say, look, my hair isn't really, it's not necessary to wash my hair right now, so I'm not gonna wash it. The end.
Mm,
But
mhm,
at that time, I made it complicated because I assumed people would do this and that.
mhm. And one, two more questions. How do you feel about Japan now, and how compared to how you felt about when you just came to Japan?
Oh, I feel like, so it's kind of contradicting, yes, but compared to what I experienced when I just came, it's more
Mhm,
diversified, and I feel more children are open towards it because looking at my younger sisters,
mhm,
maybe it's just that they're not showing it. I don't know, but it seems like listening to them talk, they don't really. I don't hear them talking about the problems I had
mhm,
when I was in junior high school. So I felt like it was better, but at the same time, with this whole Black Lives Matter movement going on,
mhm,
and a lot of Black Japanese biracial kids confessing about the bullshit they have to put up with,
mhm,
and those kids are like so much younger than me, it
mhm,
frustrates me that people are still dealing with the same shit. So I can't tell if it's different or not, but honestly, my perspectives has already changed to, okay, fuck them all, I don't care, I'm just me. So,
mhm,
but there are still people who, value other people. I mean, it's not that I don't value people's opinion, but you have a choice to value what opinions you listen to.
mhm,
So, but there are kids who, still listen to people and value nonsensical opinions.
mhm,
And I feel like that hasn't changed at that as much as I thought it would.
mhm.
Yeah.
One, yes, okay, cool. So that's a lot actually, because as I guess as more the world changes, the more it remains the same.
Yeah.
And so you find that a lot of the things that you hope would get better, they get better, but then something else gets worse.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, it's almost like they're trying to move forward, but they want to move forward, I guess, on their own terms. And if it doesn't really benefit them per se financially, for instance, or whatever, like Japan is doing with the
Mm,
whole opening the economy, no, and stuff. They're not really concerned about the citizens' safety more than the fact that it's going to have a monetary impact.
yeah.
So That's just one of those things. Just generally, that is I notice. Hmm. How compared this the one to another thing I didn't get to ask you. Compare. How do you are you treated differently by foreigners? Like do foreigners give you that look like, is she an Japanese or is she like? Do you get a little? I
I
don't
get
know.
a lot of exotic, like, oh, you're exotic. And I'm like, is that a compliment?
It's not right. So exotic. Like, what does that
Yeah,
mean? Are you
exotic.
saying
I'm
I'm
like,
weird, but in a nice way? You saying I'm weird, or
yeah,
what are you trying to say, right?
yeah. I get a lot of that. I also get a lot of, oh, your English is so good when English is kind of like my first
First language.
language. Um, it's more, it's more of a positive way, though, I would say.
Mm,
It's iffy on both sides because a lot of foreigners who come to Japan, they look at me and like, okay, she doesn't seem Japanese, but she doesn't seem American, I would say.
mm,
So they don't know it's either American or Japanese. A lot of people think I'm American, and I don't know why I would be placed in that box.
mm,
But yeah, then if I'm not American, they're like, "Oh, your English is good." And I'm like,
mm.
a lot of people's English is good. I mean, what is good English then?
Right? What is good
What is
Japanese?
good English? What is
Nihongo
good?
my watashi wa. That's good Japanese.
Yeah. So
Ha-
it's both.
mm,
It's weird on both ends. You get positive opinions on both
mm,
ends. You get weird slash negative opinions on both.
uh,
I feel, yeah.
cool. What is the Oh, I'm asking so many questions. What is the weirdest thing that a Japanese person has said to you that you're just like, wait, what? Like, weird slash rude, I should say.
One surprising thing somebody's asked me on the first time we met was like, "Oh, you're good at sex, aren't you?" And I'm like,
Yes, yes,
"Is that
yes.
what you think about when you meet people?"
Apparently, foreigners are the best at everything else. That
What? And I'm like,
uh,
why would you ask that? Like, why would you? Yeah, so that was kind of the
was that from a?
weirdest thing, you
I'm gonna
know?
assume is a Japanese male.
Yeah, Japanese male.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like, it's the same level of exotic, being told exotic, you know? I feel like
Mm,
that's what people connected to. And it's like, why you kind of objectify me just because I look different from people ish.
mm,
So there's that. Weird. Another weird thing people said. Yeah, I think I already talked about it, but like that time I went to the meeting and they were like, if you weren't half
half.
Japanese, I would have
Mm,
given you a hard feedback or something like that. That was kind of weird because the reason why it felt weird was because it was pretty recent. And most of the weird experiences I've had was either in school or high school. You know, it was back in the days where you're vulnerable and
mm,
you feel offended about almost everything. But then it was recently, you know? Yeah, I never thought I would ever be told that at the age of 25.
wow.
And like, oh, there are people who still
Still
think
think
that
like that.
way, you know? Yeah, there's this weird stereotype that anybody who's not fully Japanese isn't professional, kind of. Which is
Sad.
sad
So,
because they just, yeah, underestimate you.
to their detriment, when you show them up. When you
Yeah.
show them up. All right, guys, we're wrapping up. If you have any questions for Sango, I've asked many I thought questions that you wanted to ask, although somewhere went a bit, down the darkish side. But we're adults here. We're all adults here. I didn't, and if Sango wasn't comfortable, Sango would let me know. I think Sango, yeah, Sango would tell me straight up, say, oh, she not talk about that. So
Mm.
I don't know. Yeah, guys, she's my friend. Just for this, because somebody said these questions are a bit forward, Sango. Are you okay with this? Wink once if you're okay. Wink once. Like, jeez, everybody. I mean, the world is going to a place where you can't even joke with your friends anymore, or ask questions of
True,
your friends, and then I mean, I guess it's coming from a good place. But
Yeah,
sometimes we
it
over
is.
police
Yeah,
things and over sensitize. So,
true.
anyway, I'm talking about before we get cancelled off of the internet. Yeah, the questions for me? Anything you want to ask me? Or anything you want to say in general about black people in Japan? Or anything you want to say? Final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Link her IG. How old is she?
25.
25. Her IG is in the last video.
Don't brush off people like that.
I'm not brushing them off. I'm saying it's in the last video. I want them to go and watch the video. That's
Her
what I want them
Instagram's
to
on
do.
password.
Empress, Island underscore Empress 35.
Yeah.
Mm. Anything else you want to say? Anybody want to shout out that might watch this someday in the future? Your future self? The time travel. Doom, 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 doom. Wait, you gone mute.
Well,
Oh, that's it?
how
All
do
right,
you?
guys.
Okay, wait. I have one question. How do you feel with the whole Black Lives Matter movement that finally rippled to Japan?
Uh, there are many feelings on it. Initially, I was like, it's a lot. I don't know how am I going to put this now. Okay, so there's a thing about Japan latching on to anything that is trending or fashionable in America.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, the first set of people that did it or heard about it were black people that lived here. So I was kind of happy about that. It was actually black
Mm-hmm.
people were the ones that initially were the ones that initiated this type of movement. But there was
Yeah.
an overwhelming amount of support in the last couple of Tokyo ones that took place in Yoyogi. There was one in
Mm-hmm.
Fukuoka. There was one in Osaka as well. There was one in
Yeah.
Kyoto. So I mean, it was like the major cities that had a good, I guess, a big enough concentration of persons that cared took part. Now there's so many different narratives around the Black Lives Matter and who's in charge of it and who runs it. But the issue, all I care about is the fact that persons of color, black people, are not, I'm not saying them to
Mm-hmm.
be treated, let's say, they don't want special treatment. They want the same treatment that basic humans should be given. That is
Exactly.
a
Yeah.
major issue. And the persons always miss the point that, oh, so these lives matter as well. Yes, we know that, but right now our lives don't seem to matter to y'all. That's what we're trying to say, and people keep always trying to bring back and including everybody and say no, every life
Yeah.
matters. Yes, but at this
And
moment,
one thing that was
mm-hmm,
in Japan as well, when the whole Black Lives Matter
mm-hmm,
movement thing, like the whole, so what my Japanese associates told me was,
mm-hmm,
well, there are a lot of Japanese people getting
raciality.
discriminated abroad because of the whole Corona situation,
Oh,
and
that's strange.
then I was
Discrimination
like, imagine having that the whole,
all your life.
of your life, all your life, just because of the color of your
Your skin.
skin.
That doesn't affect
And they're
anybody in
like,
any way. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Oh no, they get discriminated. I didn't know that was possible. The perfect humans, Japanese. Oh dear.
Yeah,
Excellent.
so a lot of people, was
Oh
talking
yes,
about
when
that.
they said they were Chinese, so that's what I say. The Japanese were being mixed up with the Chinese, and they don't like that already. But
Exactly.
yeah. But I wish that we could actually effect change, like proper change, even in
Yeah.
Jamaica, our home country, in Jamaica too. We just want everything, but that's a story for another day. We'd like to thank Sango, the boss, simply Sango, for coming through clutch
Arigatou
several times. You'll see her
gozaimasu.
more on the channel, and hopefully she invite me to her channel because I can bake her
Yes. No,
face for
I'm
her.
still trying to like, spider web out what I'm trying to do. I still don't have a little, what's it called? Like I don't, what's it called? Like a ground, I don't,
Mhm.
I'm still figuring out, I'm still touching around a lot of things, and definitely. If it's makeup thing, you can come and make me do your makeup. Or I'm just kidding.
Right. You make the people them come burn me out of Jamaica. You must be mad.
Right.
Mm-mm. Yes, yes. All right, people, we are out. So I'm gonna have work tomorrow. I have work tomorrow, but I work in the afternoon, so I can still frolic. So please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Simply Sango, as well as her Instagram, Island underscore Empress 35. Yeah, man.
35.
Good people. All right,
Thank
people.
you.
We're out.
Give thanks.
Sango, have a good night. Tell mommy hi for me. Tell her I
Good
miss her.
night.
Want some ackee and some
Yeah.
fish soon. Isn't it?
All right.
Peace.
Yeah, man.
Later. Yes.
Bye.
Bye.